Hey guys, hope you're well. Max here, and today we will do a really cool video about which laptop you should choose to create 3D. Before starting, you must know that this video is supported by Razer. They sent me this really nice Razer Blade 15 with a 2080 Super to make the test during this video. I want this video to be educative and I want to stay as neutral as possible. So keep in mind that the most important to me is what's inside the computer as components and not only the brand. Now let's define what doing 3D is, because it doesn't mean something. You can do so much. You can do modeling, texturing, rendering, animation, simulation. So the video today is about what kind of computer category is important and nice for your needs. You have several categories of computer. With the cheapest one, with a lower price, you can actually do some tasks like you can model, you can do some animatics, but you will be quickly limited when it comes to actually doing some renders or even simulation. There is other categories of computer with a more higher price that are pretty nice. As an example, I own a Surface from Microsoft, and it's half laptop and half tablet. So you can design on it, you can do some ZBrush, you can do some sculpting, and it's more powerful than the cheapest computers. But again, when it comes to some tasks, especially about 3D rendering, it's still limited. And the last categories of computer is the computer that actually are made for gaming and 3D rendering. With this kind of computer, you will not be limited and you will be able to do some tasks like doing a bit of simulations and doing, of course, GPU rendering, which is to me one of the most important side of doing 3D, because when you do something, you actually want to see a result and show a result to your clients. You have so much computers. You also have the Apple computers, but to be honest, I don't think they are ready yet for 3D. It's really well designed product and the iOS has a really strong reputation, but to me the GPU renderers are in new versions and it's still new things. So we'll see how Apple will improve in the next years, but today I will not talk about laptop coming from Apple. With that kind of computers, you can do a lot of things that you can do on a bigger station. And I'm pretty excited because Razer just announced that they will put the new 3080 in their portable version in their next Razer Blade. And the amount of CUDA cores and the power is so extreme. Like, imagine the new laptops will be more powerful than a big 2080 Ti. That's just awesome. And I know what you guys will tell me. You will tell me, Maxime, okay, but now what should I look at when I want to buy a computer? What component is really important? So first of all, you need to look at the GPU. The GPU will allow you to render the images when you will do Octane render, Redshift render, and it will allow you to play nice video games if you're a gamer. To have an idea of the power of a GPU when it comes to rendering, you can go on some website where you have some benchmarks. It's really helpful, but you could also look at the CUDA cores amount and the VRAM. The more CUDA cores you have, the better it is. The more VRAM you have, the better it is. The CUDA cores is just like the power, and the VRAM will also help to load more textures and bigger scenes. So it's really important to see what kind of GPU you want based on your needs on a computer. If you just want a laptop to do modeling and you don't want to do rendering, then you will not need the most powerful GPUs. And if you want to do rendering, I will just suggest like to go for the 2080 cards, because it's really nice, and the new one, when they will be available, I mean, they will be mind-blowing. It's like twice as powerful than the actual ones. You should also look at the RAM and the CPU. The CPU will allow you to do a lot of tasks when you are in After Effects, Cinema 4D or Houdini. If you have a computer with a high frequency, it's great. And having several threads will also help you in many operations, like if you do a bit of Houdini, it will make your simulation faster. Keep in mind that all the operations are not necessarily multi-threaded, so you need to have a good balance between having a nice frequency and a big amount of cores. You can also look at the memory, the RAM, and what I love about the Razer blade is that you can open it just like that, and you can have access to what's inside the computer and upgrade it by yourself. You can change the SSD, you can also change the amount of memory. And I went on this one from 16 to 64. And I mean, that's really awesome because I can do a bit of Houdini on this computer and it's just a laptop. That's crazy. Also, don't sleep on the SSD because it will help you to load faster your scene, to make your video game start faster, and a lot of other things. Like, you can just check the dog is crazy. He wants the laptop. You want the laptop? She wants the laptop. When it comes to SSD efficiency, you can just see how fast it will write and read the files. Also, don't sleep on other elements like the screen. It's important when you do graphics design to have a really nice screen. And you can also look at the design because the design itself could be really important. As an example, if you are doing some commercials and you're also prospecting in real, having a nicely designed computer could also help to convince people. So I know design is great, and what I like about the Razer is that they created several designs, and one looks really cool. It's actually a gray one, and yeah, just looks great. Now I will do a quick live test because I think it's what's the most important in a review video. Many people are just doing benchmarks and it's super nice because it gives you an idea and a comparison. But what I really wanted to see in a review video is just how it just works in real with no cheat. As you can see with the Razer blade, we have a pretty nice reactivity. I mean, doing some Octane render just works well. Here in my scene, I have more than 1000 base tracing sample, and it's great because it's the kind of settings that you have on a bigger workstation. So it means that with this small laptop, you can actually work on really nice scenes that you will be able to render or even send to a render farm or your workstation. Now let's talk about the limits of the laptops. And I'm pretty impressed because years ago I would never think that we will be able to do 3D on a laptop. And with the new announcement from Nvidia, we will just have like more than 6000 CUDA cores in a laptop. That's just crazy. So the limits are still, to me, the same than before. To me, you have the most power of a bigger workstation where you can have bigger GPUs with a bit more CUDA cores. Like if you compare some GPUs in their portable and in the workstation version, they have, she wants to say something about Redshift versus Octane. No, I don't know. So I was saying that you will still have more power in a bigger workstation. So keep in mind that if you are buying a laptop, it will probably require for the biggest work to have a workstation or a render farm. Now let's do the latest recap. So to recap the situation, you have the most powerful computers category where you could do gaming, simulation, rendering, and any kind of thing that you could do on bigger workstation. I mentioned that you will still probably need render farms or bigger workstation if you work on videos with high resolution. You also have a solution called eGPU where you can plug bigger GPU, but of course that takes some space. So then you have the other category of computer where you can actually do more design, where you can actually draw on the screen. It's pretty nice, and to me it's more graphic design oriented, like if you do some Illustrator, maybe a bit of ZBrush, It's nice computers, you can do 3D with it, but probably not rendering image sequences. Style frame probably, but image sequences will be too long to calculate. And the latest category of computer, the cheapest one, it's not bad. You can still buy that kind of laptop if you just want to go and work a bit on modeling, work a bit on doing animation, but you will probably never be able to load big scenes or to do 3D rendering. So the first question is just ask yourself, what do you really need? Do you really need a computer to chill, watch YouTube, maybe do a bit of modeling, and you have your bigger workstation to do the rendering? Do you want like an hybrid computer where you want to do a sculpt, graphic design, and all those kind of things, but probably not rendering images? Or you have the last category of computers that allow you to work from anywhere to render images. And I mean, you can even use TeamSpeak or Parsec softwares to control other computers to launch your render. So to me, this is the most impressive solution as 3D professional, and probably as students if you're learning 3D, because you want to move a lot, you will probably need to do renders when you are learning 3D. To conclude, there is not laptop better than another. It's just about what do you really want to achieve. Ask yourself what's your needs, what do you want to do, and just buy the computer that is for you. Thanks again Razer for sending me the Razer blade for this video and for the test. I think it's really impressive, and you know, you just saw the images live and it works great. And this is not even the most powerful version, because the new version with the 3080 are coming. Razer, you know that you can send me this version when it's released. See you guys! So you wanted to talk about Octane versus Redshift, right? Yeah, we know Corona is the best.